is only a gentle one. Matthew Norton to bounce it down. Sorry.
Pearson Welsh in the goal square for the Blues.
And Madden goes up and flicks it down behind Williams. I would imagine happy to be back on this ground. And the helmeted one, Guy McKenna, takes the mark.
I think Greg Williams also happy to be back in the square. Only 10 possessions last week against Melbourne. Wasn't an outstanding performance by his lofty standards.
Downsborough, no doubt, will run around off Madden. To Jakovic. From right half back down towards right half forward. Mitchell White on the forward line. Had it knocked away by Manton close to the boundary line. Still White goes. Ball in trouble on the wing. Dragged down. Back it spills to White. Hurried kick. Gains about 15 metres. Koutafidis did brilliantly. Wanted to go. I thought he'd played on. No. Well, if not, perhaps it should have been 50.
So Anthony Koutafidis down to half. Well, Spalding at the back. Here's Matera. He was very good in the second half last week. On to Andy Lovell. Back to Material. Come onto his right boot this time. Now he's looking for the chip pass. Oh, well directed. Should have been a free kick to Jakovic, surely. Contact actually wasn't made. Jakovic can't believe it.
Well, why was the free kick there?
Well, he charged straight at him.
He didn't make any body
but he didn't
contact.
actually make the contact. So Jakovic saying he was interfered with, but would have been a ticky touch with one maybe. There's Lovell. Ball was held to him. Here's Spalding. And the umpire will come in and bounce it. Certainly Jakovic thought it was a free anyway.
Well, Camporelli on Mainwaring on one wing. David Hart's with Matty Hogg. Schofield with Greg Williams.
So Matt to Williams. Brilliantly done. Williams from 50. Set sail for goal. Starts to swing it back. But Ashley McIntosh, who was brilliant last week, I thought he played a great game on Billy Brownless, and he gets it out further field to Gehrig.
Mainwaring breaks towards the outer side hard. Camporelli is with him. Mainwaring's been in very good recent form. He sockers it down towards half forward. Weapunda comes up to meet him. Soccer kick goes across the line on the full, so a sad result at the end of all of that after a spirited run around the outer side. Mainwaring giving it away, and now Sexton. That's Michael. Sends it back around the outer side. Clappe uncontested. He's in good form recently. Plays on immediately. Kicks towards centre half forward. Spalding and Jakovic. Getting in behind them. Hart tries to knock it across to Jakovic. Hogg forces towards the line, and now Bradley. Oh, well done by Jakovic. Corralled him. Lovell close to the line. It stops. It's very heavy right there. Jakovic somehow comes away with the ball. Kicks towards the outer side. Brilliantly done. Mainwaring kept it in front. He's at left half back. He goes out towards the wing. Kemp close to the line. Gets by Sexton, but can't keep it in. So a boundary throw in on the outer side.
And Peter Matera is actually lined up on a half-back flank, picking up Simon Beaumont. And they'll be looking for plenty of run and attack off that springboard.
So Madden doing the ruck whip. There they are. Matera at half-back, as Jared said. Hickmott was there. Bradley playing for the free kick. Umpire having none of that. Weapunda very, very well done. Further afield, this is Cousins. In towards an open goal. It's going to bounce. Yes! Top goal. Well played by young Ben Cousins. I saw him last week. Very, very impressive. And what a great goal. Good play, Weapunda.
Yes, he really has shown plenty of skill up in that forward line on every occasion we've seen him in the Ansett Cup. And, of course, last week against Geelong. He does tend to have that, or appear to have, that sixth sense about goal kicking, which, of course, you'd know a little bit about, Peter.
So back in the middle. Eagles by that solitary goal. Lovell paddles it wide to Hart. Boots towards half forward. It's a floater. Hickmott goes back over the top. Manton, terrific grab. Fine mark. Goes towards the wing. Koutafidis on the lead. Good job for Simmons. Koutafidis in the bright sunshine now. Doesn't get onto this one. Stubs it down towards half forward. Waiting behind Schofield. Dragged off it. Gave it away. Clappe kept it going goalward. Now an opportunity for Ratton to Williams off his step. It hit McIntosh. Ratton hand passes towards the line and or Clappe. He managed to keep it in. Beaumont going nowhere. Did brilliantly. Got it to Welsh. And Welsh kicks it behind. Well played.
So there's the Carlton bench. Sexton, a former Footscray player in the middle, of course. That's Ben Sexton, brother of Michael. So it's a goal of the West Coast, one behind the Carlton, David Hart. Pretty reliable kick in normally. He's gone for the long one this time. Guy McKenna at the back, but Kudafides comes and takes a mark over Downsborough and McKenna. Good play, Kudafides spots a man on his own down here in the pocket. He's had a free kick. It's Beaumont. It's a mark.
Kudafides already presenting a problem for the West Coast. His height on the John Elliott stand wing has just been a dominant force at the present time. Simmons will, I'm sure, be given more time to balance up the ledger. Certainly be going down as something to be concerned with for the West Coast bench.
So Simon Beaumont, a left footer. Oh, a shocker.
Boy, his approach, Peter, was like an S.
Well, he ran out to the right, and I thought he's going to try and do a check side kick. Or as we look at the Eagles bench, there's Tony Evans there and Philip Matera. And, well, the West Coast about to bring it back in. As we see Guy McKenna, who has normally got pinpoint accuracy with these kicks. At the moment, well, he's got Banfield up at centre-half back area. Now he's got to kick it. He's got to kick it now, and the umpire's going to ping him. Well, that is very, very technical, and I personally don't like it. They're going to bounce it in the square. I mean, what, split second too late? Or
Can't hear with a helmet.
I think once the umpire blows the whistle and gives you that warning, you have to kick it immediately.
That's right.
And it is pretty tough on the guy kicking in with the expert skills of the forwards to defend now.
Jakovic thumps it out of bounds.
So the problem was he didn't have anyone to kick to.
That's right.
He just should have bombed it long.
But there should always be that bailout position of going to the ruckman. Trouble is, when your ruckman is up against Harry Batten, that doesn't look a great idea either.
McIntosh slaps it down in front straight to Beaumont, who snaps. It's a wayward kick out of bounds in the opposite pocket. Either that or a great mark. Gehrig wants to go, plays on out of bounds. That's interesting. He certainly passed the mark well wide of the boundary line. Gehrig around the outer side. Good pursuit, but he kicks it down towards the wing. Banfield over the top. Spectacular grab. What a terrific mark. Banfield plays on immediately. Probing kick inside the 50. Silvani leads back in the race. Diving at it, Manton. He thumps it towards the line, and that will do. Well played by Glenn Manton. Interesting opening, this one. 5 points the difference. Christou with a man on the wing. Kudafides meters in the clear. He can take it and go. Confronted by Downsborough. Not a particularly good kick. The Eagles get a chance at this ball. Cousins is there. Hickmott knocks away. Close to the line. Beaumont worked out of it by Matera. And Matera able to push it across the line. So we've got a throw in. 1-1 to 2 points.
So Peter Matera was blitzed early last week by Riccardi, but second half he was a valuable player for the Eagles. So 5 points. West Coast lead by. Madden versus Downsborough. Madden chips it over the back. Banfield off the ground. Here's Christou. Ange Christou, very, very capable player. Brings it to half forward. Spalding and Jakovic. I'm looking forward to that duel. One bounce. Well done by Downsborough. In towards Wirapunda. Gee, picked that up beautifully. On to Lovell. He's got some class. Wirapunda up towards half forward. Manton back with the flight. Has taken a very good mark. On to Silvani. Now Christou. The three players in long sleeves on the back line for Carlton combining. To centre wing, Beaumont is there. Matera had the pace to thump it away. Sockers it off the ground. Is that on the full? No. It's a throw in on centre wing.
Just over 14 minutes, still quarter time. Hard opening. So important for the West Coast Eagles this afternoon. Ratton off hands towards midfield. Whitehead, loose ball behind Wirapunda, overcommitted. Whitehead comes away. Kicks it down towards half forward. Not a good effort though. It bounces out towards the boundary. Welsh up in front. This is Clappe inside the 50. How will it bounce? Well, Jakovic attacked the ball. Hand passes towards the boundary and got it across. Now, he had a while there, Jakovic, and they're pleading their case, but he was the only man that attacked that ball, Jakovic. And probably, as a result, got some leniency. So boundary throw in. Welsh knocks it down. Spalding left without it. McIntosh falls on top of it, and the whistle. Bill Spalding playing his 200th game this afternoon. It's Ashley McIntosh, Spalding number 11, doing the ruck work here. He knocks it down to his opposite number. McIntosh got it to Mainwaring. That's ambitious. It's not bouncing too well, this ball. It's plugging. Mainwaring on the outer side from half-back goes down towards the one. Weapunda was up, couldn't hang on. Great recovery though. He still battles on. It's hard to tackle. He dug it out. Ball dragged down. Downsborough can't control it. In goes Hogg.
There's Matthew Hogg straight up in the air. The half-foot Hogg. Good thump away was by Matera. He's got that great pace. McKenna knocks it on towards the centre of the ground. Oh, trying to kick it in mid-air there was Banfield. There's Clappe. He's tackled. Holding the man decision by Peter Carey. I think it'll go to Matt Clappe, who was grabbed after he disposed of the ball. So the former West Coast Eagle in the centre of the ground, slightly now towards half forward. The lead is on. Gary back here towards the pocket with Pearce. Williams was held. Williams, Pearce, back it comes, Hogg. Taken away by Mainwaring, who's been in good form. A one-on-one contest. Michael Sexton should mark and does on centre wing. So it's a bit of a slog at the moment. Both defences doing pretty well as Camporelli marks at half forward. Now he plays on. Onto his left, a low trajectory kick. It doesn't find its mark. Here's Jakovic against Spalding. What a contest that'll be. Spalding comes back towards Ratton, and eventually, under pressure from Lovell, Ratton knocks it over the line. But low scoring at the moment. 2 points to Carlton and the West Coast on 1-1.
But you would have to be impressed by the way that the West Coast have come out of the block. So you look a pretty committed side at the moment. Carlton will have to be at their best to get a victory here.
Williams dragged down. Banfield hand passes out wide. This is Lovell, hard against the line. Hugs the boundary with the kick. Loose ball behind a couple now. Christou comes across. And thumps it across the line. And Christou keeps getting better and better.
Picking up Dean Kemp across half forward at the moment.
Madden and Downsborough. Madden punches it out. Kicked out of the congestion by Schofield down towards half forward. Hickmont's there. And now Christou sweeping across half back, directly across the ground. This will be interesting. Silvani tracking it. Christou's kick eventually gathered though by Koutafidis. Twisting and turning in characteristic fashion. Goes back to the middle and down low. Madden takes it. Play-on's the call. Hand pass comes over the top to White from Cousins. Weapunda offers step, vacant goal square. It will run on and miss. Well, I can only assume that was a half volley, was it? It didn't look that way. Back to the middle. Manton lunging at it. He thought he'd completed the mark. Not always a good guide, I know, but the umpire quick to call play on.
And young David Weapunda, he missed Kemp coming past on his left. Then if he could have seen him, it might have been a certain goal. Here's the kick in to Ron Giulio, playing on half back. Chips it in. This is Manton. So Glenn Manton, the former Essendon player, looking for Manton. Oh, he's got too many pacey players around him then. It was a bad option, and Paul Simmons on centre wing has taken the mark. But I agree with Gerard, West Coast are pretty fired up early here.
Got to put it on the scoreboard though, Pete.
Exactly right. Towards half forward, which they do have trouble at times. Now, here's Silvani receiving from Manton. Simmons again. No free kicks. Madden now it went over the line on centre wing. And the umpire, the boundary umpire, calling it back for a throw in. Now let's see who's going to take on Madden in this run contest. It's Downsborough actually.
Well, this is where Madden's at his absolute best. Would be the best in the AFL at boundary throw in ruck work.
He's got Downsborough got front position, but Madden's still got that fist to it. Now Koutafidis to his mate Christou. Back to Koutafidis, who's having a big influence on this game. Oh, courage there. Going back with a flight by Banfield. The umpire's found the free kick. It's going the way of West Coast. Advantage paid as Andy Lovell gets it down to half forward. Mitchell White looks pretty good up forward. Chips it into Kemp. White was very good when he went to the half forward line last week. Took 9 or 10 marks. They need a goal from this foray forward now. Is that Spinks or ball? It's thumped it away. Back it comes to Banfield. Onto his left. Set sail for goal. Drew Banfield and he split the centre. excellent play by the Eagles, and as Gerard Healy said a moment ago, they're looking very, very switched on. 2-2, placed 2 behind.
Yeah, smart start from the Eagles, and excellent from Drew Banfield, who's picking up Craig Bradley to get a goal on the board. When you're tagging such an important player, it's a double whammy if you can put a goal on early. That puts pressure back on Bradley to mind him, and he's thinking of a couple of things.
So the margin 12 points. Williams out of the middle. The lead is released perfectly. Ratton down towards left half forward. Gehrig leads back in the race. It goes out of bounds.
That's a good matchup, Gerard. Gehrig on Pearce as far as the pace department goes.
Yes, that should be an exciting one. Of course, Pearce has been a revelation as a goal kicker, but this season has been doing it in fits and starts.
Madden at the second attempt. Pearce stood up in the tackle to Ratton right on the 50. In short, Beaumont bounces off his chest. Matera, a life for the Eagles. He storms away and boots it towards the wing. Mitchell White has been lively, can't keep it in. So boundary throw in on the wing.
Well, for Simon Beaumont, it really has been 15 minutes of missed opportunities. He's had 2 shots at goal, but neither of which got the major, and then of course that mark from only 15 metres out should have been converted.
Good and bad news. He's getting in the right spot. Decisively by Madden to Williams. Schofield did well off the ground. Well played there by Kemp. Weapunda takes the mark. He started well enough, this youngster. Weapunda probing kick towards the pocket, and Spinks, who checks off the ball and created some space for ball going back. So Jason Ball now in the shadows of the stand in front of the social club, squares it. Schofield couldn't complete the mark, and as a result Bradley gets it away to Koutafidis. Koutafidis at centre half back towards half forward. This is Clappe inside the 50 with the kick. Welsh up. Beaumont offhand spins out of trouble to Spalding, 35 metres out. Earl Spalding kicks a goal. Well, the Eagles had a chance at one end. Carlton make them play at the other.
We had to question the kick there from Jason Ball. Obviously the disposal was what let him down, perhaps not the thought process. Great little fend off there from Simon Beaumont. There's only been 5 men from Western Australia to play 200 games of VFL, AFL football, and Earl Spalding has been an absolute credit to himself.
West Coast by 6 points after an excellent goal to Spalding. Madden versus Downsborough. There's the dangerous Bradley. He's out here on centre wing. He hooks it back to the half-forward line. Matera beaten for it by Beaumont, who kicks it in mid-air. That was very good play. Here's Harry Madden. Oh, he picks it up. Then he couldn't get away with it. It's chipping in was Gehrig. Almost lost his strides as the kick comes out to Matera, trying to claim 50, and the umpire having none of that. Peter Matera at half-back. So I think we're in for a very, very good game. Taking a long time to kick this ball, but he eventually brings it to the centre. No mark to Julio. Here's Bradley against Mainwaring, and it's forced over the line on centre wing.
Mainwaring was metres in the clear there for a long time on the outer side, not spotted by Matera.
So the throw in, we'll see Madden again taking on Downsborough. Madden now a free kick is going the way of Downsborough in that ruck contest. Umpire must have said he got into his over his neck. Now here's Schofield breaking away. He brings it to the half-forward line. Koutafidis back on the flight. That's a courageous and very, very good mark.
He's been very good so far. Off to Ratton, who'll go again. Back to Koutafidis. He's at left half-back. Kicks it through the wing. Pinpoint accuracy over a distance. Camporelli's got it. He's 60 metres out. Bacon goal square. Takes on Jakovic. That's ambitious. Got him. Holding the ball. Well, the idea was right. All the leads were coming up the ground. He thought perhaps he could kick the long bouncing goal. As it was, Glenn Jakovic got him down. This is Lovell.
Interesting matchup in the middle of the ground on Brett Ratton, who was the best and fairest winner for them last year.
Lovell to the wing. Sexton reaches over the top. Hickmott in trouble. Gets it away. Off a step. Christou very high towards half forward. Waiting behind, Jakovic swiped at it, missed it. Matera, interesting duel, Matera and Beaumont at the present time. Matera very high back towards the wing. Koutafidis again. Hasn't he started well?
Would he be best on the ground, would you think, at the moment, Gerard?
Well, I think that'll be an absolute living certainty.
Dominating.
I just wonder how long the coach of the West Coast would stay with it.
Beaumont deep in the pocket. Can he get the freak goal? No. He's kicked another behind.
Gee, the ball's following this young player, Simon Beaumont, a product of the strong under-18 competition. But at the moment, the defence is on top. 14 plays 9. As I don't think Guy McKenna will make the mistake that he made earlier with taking too long to kick it. Now it's more like him as he finds Paul Simmons at half back. Now Simmons, a low kicker, is a very bad kick in fact, and it's gone straight to Spalding. It's intended for either Downsborough or Mitchell White. Now Spalding is going for the pass. It's overheads. Taken by Mainwaring, straight up in the air. Spalding back with the flight. Mitchell White kept his eyes on it. And it's thumped over the line at half forward for the Blues. They trail, I should say, by 5 points.
Good player, Mitchell White.
Wonder if he'll finish on Koutafidis.
It's an option, isn't it? Tossed in. One down by Madden. Williams falling to the ground, got it to Bradley. Koutafidis again on the wing towards centre half forward, and Pearce. Timely fist from Gehrig. The advantage of pace. He butters up again and Soccer's off the ground. Pearce runs on though. Pearce inside the centre square, spots Williams. And Williams has it just inside the 50. The side down by 5 points. Beaumont. Clappay's got the ball. A couple of them getting free. Great vision by Williams, and Clappay it was who had the problem with his son there. After the long wait, took the mark and now a chance to go. This for the lead. Matt Clappay gets it.
Well, a couple of big possession winners already in this quarter. Anthony Koutafidis has 10 kicks and 2 handballs. Greg Williams has 7 possessions already, although it must be said Jared Schofield also doing quite well. Great show of speed there by Fraser Gehrig to get the punch away. But Clappay was the one who butted up and got that ball to Williams, who got it to Clappay, who then goal.
The Blues by a point as they go forward once again. Welch. Here's Matera charging in after it with Kemp. Oh, Kemp loses it. Matera going on, but then it was a holding decision. I think it'll come back to Kemp. It does. On to David Hart. Hart kicks it out to centre wing. Guess who's going to end up with this? It might be Koutafidis again. Don't tell me he might kick a goal as well. No, he gives either a throw, but the umpire's paid a handball down to Madden, and Madden boots it to the square. With ducking back to take the mark is Glenn Jakovic.
Pretty tough on Simmons when your own players kick it straight to Koutafidis after he's already had a picnic.
Well, Guy McKenna looks as though he's discarded that headgear. Well, it doesn't look like it. He certainly has. Whether he's lost it in a tackle or decided to just throw it away. But it's McKenna and the crowd telling him to get a hurry up as he brings it in short. Oh, it's over heads of the players and rolls over the line. It's still at half forward for the Blues. So the throw in, there's Dean Kemp. Been a very good player for the Eagles over a number of years. Madden again against Downsborough. Madden, just too tall at the moment. Comes to Kemp. Kemp to centre wing. Good thump on by Wirapunda. That was fantastic play. Here's another young player in Cousins. Oh, 2 17-year-olds there. Caught back by Hickmott. Towards half forward. Punched on by Christo was fantastic to Williams. Williams is caught. Gets in a hand pass. It's tapped to Camporelli. Here's Schofield. Schofield, the crowd calling for a free kick. I think the umpires did that absolutely correctly. Schofield to Wirapunda. He couldn't quite hang on to it. Taken by Bradley. On to Ron Julio. Julio to the half-forward line. It's a beautiful kick and Clappay's mark 50 metres from goal.
Clappay really getting away from Guy McKenna at present.
So Matt Kleppe, as we said earlier, a former West Coast Eagle, will kick for his second. And won't he be trying his heart out today? He kicks just outside 50. He sets a sail for goal. I think he's hooked this one badly. Puts it over the fence, but wide and one behind.
But I think it did show that kick that the West Coast are kicking into a couple of goal breeze. That one, that kick certainly travelled quite some distance once they got it up into the wind.
Eagles down by 2 points. So the coach's box for the Blues. In there, Steve Kernahan. Schofield comes away, having got the hand pass from Hart. He boots it towards the wing. That's a good catch. Well taken by Ball. Spots a man on in the middle. Lovell. They should get a goal from this. Lovell goes to Cousins. And Cousins has it about 40 metres out. We have Punda is free on the other side, but Cousins now goes back, I think, to kick it goal. Ben Cousins. His dad Brian played 5 seasons for Geelong in the late 70s. Important kick, this one. What breeze there is, working right to left, pushing it away from goal, so not an easy kick. Get some advice, I think, from the West Coast Eagles runner Tim Jebb. Wouldn't take that on how to kick a goal. Off hands down in front, Bradley, so the kick didn't have the distance. That one certainly has gone through about 3 time zones. That was a huge kick. Matera took the mark, though, and swings it to the wing. White, so the Eagles will build again. Men on in the middle. He goes in short. This is Hart. Hart 60 metres out. High kick. They'll contest about 15 metres out. Knocked down by Madden. Whistle, and the free kick is going to Silvani.
Well, Silvani takes it and brings it out towards Brett Ratton. Now he's got to go back and kick over the mark. So Steve Silvani, he's looking for the short one again. Finds Manton, who can maybe look for Christie. No, he might just steady. Just over a minute till quarter time. He's gone short to Beaumont, who seems to be all over the place. Number 29 for Carlton. He takes that on half-back flank. Matera waits at the back, starting to get plenty of possessions. Peter Matera bats. Sprints clear. He's an exciting player. That's a very ordinary kick by Matera. Straight out of bounds. Bounces before the line in front of the Carlton Social Club. That's not like Peter Matera. So throw in. 2 points Carlton lead by. Definitely Carlton kicking with the aid of the breeze in this first term. So a good quarter by the Eagles. They look very, very switched on. That's a free kick going to West Coast against Madden here. It will go to Jason Ball, and this is a very big kick coming up. Spinks, I should say.
The controversial ruck.
Well, he did get into his neck, didn't he?
Well, it was around the neck for sure. Couldn't complain with that one, I wouldn't think.
So Brett Spinks, the 2 lookalikes up there, Spinks and Ball, number 25 and 26. And he will kick from about 40 metres, a difficult shot, with the breeze coming slightly across. Yes, he kicked it too far to the left. Won't even make the distance as the siren sounds. In a very, very interesting... Oh, it's a free kick. The umpire's paid a free kick here. If it's gone to the Eagles, well, they get a shot at goal here. Now, what's happened? The umpire, one umpire didn't hear the siren. The other umpire went and told him. So it's no free kick. And an interesting quarter, Gerard.
Yeah, it was, Peter, wasn't it? I think a lot of people expected the West Coast to come out and be very competitive today. A lot of people expecting them to win. But they do need one of the bigger fellows up forward, as in Spinks or Ball, to come up and kick a couple of goals. They've got the ball down to them a couple of times and haven't converted. There's some terrific matchups out there at the present time. Koutafidis has been best player on the ground, and he may well get another opponent, but Michael Malthouse elected to stay with Simons, just giving him the confidence to go with it. Jakovic and Spalding also pretty good. Christou and Kemp also haven't had much of the football. Just the 2 names suggest that there's going to be some fireworks there. And Matera, I think, across half-back, still struggling to come to with terms with the defensive aspects of being a half-back, but with almost 10 possessions in the first quarter, you'd have to say that he is going to be damaging And one of the highlights, I think, of the first quarter was the debut of David Weapunda, who looks an absolute beauty.
And the star of the term, that man, Anthony Kudafiti, at quarter time here at Optus Oval. It's Carlton by 2 points, 2-4 to 2-2. The second quarter, the West Coast Eagles will have the breeze.
So Justin Madden to take on Ian Downsborough at this bounce. Big quarter of football coming up. Certainly the breeze favouring the end. West Coast are kicking to as Madden taps it down with the left hand. Ratton gets it across to Williams. Williams towards half forward. Clappe back with the flight. Here's Pearce. Swings onto the left boot. Brings it back in front. The danger area in front of goal. Matera couldn't hang on to it. Tried to kick it and missed. Here's Beaumont with a free kick for a push in the back. Will go to Peter Matera, and the Carlton faithful at the back there at the social club and behind the goals did not like that one, but it was certainly there. Peter Matera getting plenty of the ball. He had 7 kicks and 3 handballs in the first term. He looks like he's going to torpedo punt. No, drop punt. Madden and Downsborough. Madden the big fist away and straight over the line at half forward for the Blues. Very, very good first quarter of football. Defences were on top. At the moment, Carlton lead by 2 points. Downsborough again giving away a lot of height. Madden takes it, puts it straight on the ground. Could have been holding the ball. Drew Banfield. Some pushing and shoving. Good umpiring to let that go. They're both doing it. Weapunda goes to ground. Banfield getting a few touches. Brings it in towards full forward. At the back of Spinks, looking for someone to give a hand pass to. And that could be holding the ball because it was a good tackle, not paid. Ratton. Further field it comes to Giulio. That was from Hickmott to the centre of the ground where Bradley's on his own. Bradley sprints clear and belts it up towards full forward. Will clear the pack. Who's got the pace to get there first? It's Guy McKenna. Gives it further afield to Gehrig. Now to Jakovic. Oh gee, they've got a good defence there. He can go to Matera. Some talent down there in defence, Jared. As we see Matera belted towards centre wing. Sexton having, oh, he punts it, that's a mark. And the umpire's paid the mark. Now he's calling play on as he brings it in the half forward. And this looks like Beaumont again, is it? Yes, it is. Geez, getting plenty of the ball, Simon Beaumont. Crosses the ground. Over there, we see Greg Williams. Onto his left, a dangerous player. Williams beautifully smothered though by Schofield. Williams playing for the free kick. Gee, it's tight and hard. Here's Banfield doing very, very well. He gets it to Mainwaring.
Mainwaring through the middle, goes for distance, down towards full forward, in front Silvani, held without it, no free kick. Weapunda goes off the ground, it's bouncing. Not enough. An opportunist. Well, Silvani a bit stiff there, I would have thought.
Well, there's been a lot said about the West Coast forward line, but what we've seen today just confirms a thought I've had, is that they struggle a hell of a lot because of the way the ball is delivered into them from their midfield.
Kudafidis once more. Carlton lead by a point. Kudafidis out wide. Sexton waits. Takes the mark up towards left wing. Michael Sexton, resolute defender, plays on now. Kicks inside the 50. Jakovic doing best back there against Spalding to Matera. That's good. Hard at centre half back to Lovell. Has a bounce. He's on the wing, Andy Lovell. Half distance kick towards half forward. Mopping up behind Hickmott. Back come Carlton now into space. Here's Hogg. Looking as he runs. Grabs it off his step. Not a good effort though. Downsborough. Awkward one for him. Controlled it well. Jakovic. Spin turn. Still he goes, Jakovic. Ratton takes him on. Gets the kick off. Good pressure by Ratton. The kick floats down towards the half forward line. Crashing in down there, Cousins. He was claimed. Loose ball. Kudafidis brilliantly done. Great evasion. Christou away to Sexton. Sexton peels off half back. Kicks towards half forward. Up in front, Whitehead. Found it on the ground first. Christou again. Brilliantly smothered off the boot by Mainwaring. In goes Whitehead. Dragged down by Kemp. Mainwaring on his knees. Confronted by Ratton. He was taken down. And we've got a whistle. And that was terrific football from players of both sides.
What about the smother of Mainwaring, Gerard? That was fantastic, that smother.
Well, let's have another look at it. Mainwaring just on all fours here, just after the smother. Been a great game of football today.
It is a top game. West Coast very, very desperate. Bradley brings it towards half forward. Kutafidi's bumped out of the contest. David Hart tries to lay the tackle. Gee, they charge in after it. And the umpires umpiring well there. They're not playing the ticky-touch with free kicks around the centre. They're making the players earn the kick. So again, we see Madden to take on Downsborough, who's giving away an enormous amount of height. Madden hooks it back. Waring tried to get his boot to it. Clapper gets it to Bradley. Back it comes to Christou. West Coast working hard. Well done by Kemp, the guy McKenna. Gee, that was good teamwork. Down towards Spinks. He couldn't mark. Over the back is Manton. He went without the ball. Here's a chance for Mitchell White. Touched off the boot. Cousins, I think it was touched. It wouldn't have been a mark as we see it come back to Mitchell White. Here's Spinks kicking it goal and he has missed. In fact, it was ball. Got to look twice every time Spinks and ball. And one of them had the thigh bandages on last week. It was quite easy.
All square. It's Philip Matera, the younger of the Matera brothers by about 6.5 years, is waiting to come on. Sometimes can sneak you a goal. Was very good in Darwin in the Ansett Australia Cup competition. Got a few up there, and that's what they need at the present time. This quarter, I think, pivotal not only to this afternoon, but perhaps the West Coast Eagles season as Silvani kicks in. Oh, he's done it again. Kutafides has been superb. Kutafides swings it out wide into space for Ratton. Fingertip, and no, not quite. Out of bounds on the wing. Son of a gun. Tosses it down. We've got a throw in. 2-4 apiece. Less than 15 minutes to half-time. What the Eagles need are goals. On the breeze. Simmons missed the ball. Williams dives in. Ferrets it out. Slapped away by Downsborough. Picked up by Hogg. Well done. Silvani to Christou. Christou down towards half-forward. Almost interference to Spalding. Play on's the call. Crowd not happy. Schofield to Lovell. Towards half-forward. Reaching over the top. Hickmott knocks it down. Sliding into Ulio. Certainly in the back. We have pulled a no free kick again. Gee whiz. Some people around us not too happy, Pete.
It did look as though he got into his back over him now, around the neck anyway. Should have been a free kick to the Carlton player.
I would think so.
No doubt about it. So umpire Norden to bounce it. Downsborough. Tap back to Mitchell White, who kicks it quickly towards the line. And over it goes. But gee, it's been a great individual effort here by the Carlton player in Anthony Kutafides. There he is. And Paul Simmons, well, there's Mickey Malthouse is backing him in, leaving him on him. So tap down the ground again. David Hart gains about 20 metres as he soccers it off the ground.
12-4 to Kutafides.
12-4, so 16 possessions. And there's Spinks getting a little bit of, could be in the groin area or upper thigh. So Madden again against Downsborough. Madden, oh, look at that reach. Quick kick was by Hogg. Then eventually by Ratton to the centre of the ground. That was Clappe. Now Whitehead. He's dispossessed.
Right.
See Waring's working hard. Williams brilliantly to Bradley. Quickly to the half-forward line. Beaumont and Matera having a great battle. Beaumont sockers it off the ground. The race is on up here. Gehrig and Pearce playing on. Good umpiring to let it go. There was no free kick there. Still Pearce and Gehrig. Gehrig kept at it. Well played by Fraser Gehrig. And then he's got some support there from Matera. Gee, that was good football. Towards centre wing area, Mitchell White. Was he held? Oh. Umpire said no, not long enough. And then it's eventually kicked over the line. Now a free kick the Eagles. And the Carlton supporters not happy.
Oh. Rubbing salt into the wound, that one, because it was good pressure by Glenn Manton. And it's fairly questionable handball by Mitchell White.
Christou. He's at half back. Scores a level, and Christou, very high kick towards the wing. A lot of body work out there. Spalding missed it. Schofield tried to go off the deck. Sliding in there was Ratton. Gets the hand pass away. Brilliantly played. Whitehead to Williams. Inside the 50 goes the kick. Reaching over the top. McIntosh got his fingertips to it. Now Kutafides under great pressure. And the high kick floats harmlessly out of bounds in the pocket.
Spalding's finding it hard to get into it due to Djakovic's great play, Gerard.
Yeah, pretty good battle at the moment. Djakovic on top. But But West Coast also struggling at centre half forward.
Maybe this man could be an option on the forward line. McIntosh taking plenty of time. Not a big crowd, but gee, they're finding voice. McIntosh out of defence, a high one. Downsborough up in front. Hogg did pretty well in a tight situation. Gets it across the line, so we've got a throw in. Forward of right centre wing for the Blues. 2-4. They're slogging it out at Optus Oval.
Mitchell White now at centre half forward. He's being picked up by Michael Sexton. Actually, he's Glenn Manton on young Phil Matera.
So Downsborough won that one. Kick by Bradley to the half forward area. Here's Matera. Matera with enormous pace to Downsborough, who's contesting very, very well in Downsborough. He's giving away that enormous height, as I said. Now he breaks clear, no one coming at him, and he belts it up high. Gee, they do that a lot, the Eagles. Back with the flight was Hickmott. There's Jason Ball. Now Dean Kemp. It's an open goal. Cousins running back with a flight. Oh, great kick, but he couldn't quite get to the mark. And eventually it's Sexton getting it further afield to Ron DiIulio. Here's Clappe, centre of the ground, bringing it in towards half forward. Over the back was McIntosh. Here's the danger man, Koutafidis. Magnificent play, Koutafidis. Gets it further afield. Whitehead has the ball smothered. Back it comes. Clappe. Oh, there's defences on top at the moment. Here's Simmons onto his left foot. Belts it out wide looking for Downsborough, but it misses the mark, and over the line it goes at half forward. But boy, it's 2 goals, 4 apiece. It just shows how well the defences are playing.
Well, I think it's safe to say the West Coast Eagles haven't been hungrier this season. Freudian slip, the Evils. Thrown in right on the 50. They've got that mean nature about them. High tackle. Free kick is going to David Hart.
I think there's no doubt that the re-signing of Mick Malthouse would have been a significant factor in this hunger that we're seeing.
And now 50.
Just got to get their kicking a bit more spot on. The Eagles are winning more ball across the middle of the ground and into fence than Carlton. But they're having problems finding key forwards who are tending to get sucked up the ground a little bit.
Well, the umpire making the point, moving the players away. Jakovic runs on down the ground. He's 65 metres out from goal. That's a wayward kick.
That just re-emphasise that point. The Eagles kicking into the forward line is very ordinary. They're letting themselves down because they're winning the ball so well and applying so much pressure. But if you just can't keep on putting out and not kicking goals, eventually you'll buckle.
That's right. Silvani back towards half. Oh, it is!
Is there anything else this bloke can't do today?
The icing on the cake, dominating this game, squares the ball. Christo's away. Whitehead breaks for him to the outer side. Mainwaring, who's been very good, goes after him. Terrific stuff, Mainwaring. Body to body. And got a tie. Watch that mark again. Anthony Koutafidis.
14 kicks, 5 handballs, and I'm sure he went into a telephone box to change before he came out into the ground.
So centre wing, or the big thap was by Matera over the back. Here's Matthew Hogg, he went without it. Here's Whitehead, quick kick, back it comes. Here's Cousins. On to Matera, danger here for Carlton. No, he couldn't get cleared. Knocked on by Hart. Back it comes to Mitchell White, an ordinary hand pass. Michael Sexton's got it. Sexton onto the left, brings it out towards centre wing. This is Whitehead again, onto the left, brings it to centre wing. Williams, cleverly done by Williams. Further afield is Beaumont. Beaumont swings onto his left. He's going to bring it in towards the half-forward area. Some pushing and shoving going on here, but the mark has finally been paid to Welsh. I'm not sure whether he pushed McIntosh out of the contest then.
Well, no doubt he did, but the umpire deemed it was legal. Let's have another look at it.
Just there when McIntosh will lunge forward 5 metres, suggests he got a little bit of a push, but Welsh has found kicks hard to come by against the tight-playing McIntosh. Now, big kick coming up. This is his first kick from 45 metres, drifts it across. Madden is there. Oh, Spalding! He's hit the post from 2 metres. You would not believe it. Hurried his kick and hit the post.
Terrible marking too, left alone in front of the pack. That is unbelievable. Look at that. Nobody near him and he's hit the post.
What about the effort of Harry Maddens to get it down to him?
That was well done. Free kick midfield. Carlton to get it. And their fans very happy about that. Manton to Welsh alongside the centre circle. Pumps it back in. Gehrig has done very well on Pearce. That was superb a few minutes ago when he tracked him right out towards the boundary, denying him his left side. Here's McIntosh. McIntosh in the goal square. One way, then the other. Members side with the kick. Lovell hands to it. Philip Matera behind is dragged down by Clappe. On his knees, Welsh, clever hand pass. Harry didn't quite know what to do. Ratton did. Sock it off the ground down towards the 50. Spalding goes down. Jakovic has got him in, goes Ratton dragged down. Kudafidi somehow still goes right on the 50. Bacon goal square wide of the mark. And it bounces through for a behind.
Well, this is just a fine exhibition of football from the Cooter. He's got it all. He's big, he's tough, he's strong. And his skill level is just outstanding.
I think the strategy is, Jared, to wear him out.
It's working.
Well, here's Matera. Talk about working out. He's working overtime. Matera, long kick to centre wing. Punched down by Christou. There's Kemp and Banfield. Here's David Hart around the corner. Main Waring's goal. They all stood and looked at it. And coming from the rear was Craig Bradley. Bradley to Christou. Danger for the Eagles. That sweeping kick into the forward zone. No mark to Pearce. The Eagles defence working overtime. Banfield gets it to Andy Lovell. Onto the left. He drives it towards the half-forward area. Mitchell White tried to thump it forward. Here's Bradley. Almost flicked it back. He did flick it back to Sexton. It was legal, said the umpire. And Sexton brings it in towards centre wing. Matera and Beaumont. Good tackle by Matera. The ball spills free over the line for a throw in, and still they hoot.
A brief respite thrown out his side. The Blues lead by 2 points. Madden decisively. He was looking for Williams and eventually found him. Hogg missed the ball though. Hart sockers off the ground, gained about 15 metres. Back to midfield. Simmons running away from Kudafidis. The rolls reversed momentarily inside the 50. Good finish. Ball's got it. Bacon goal square. Everybody is flooding back towards the square. Still nobody there. Might as well lob it, thinks Ball. He goes for home. It slides away on the breeze. Philip Matera in front, off hands, out of bounds.
Well, they've just got to get the forward line better structured than that. When that full forward takes it outside 50, he turned around and he had Phil Matera against Glenn Manton. It's just, and then bombed it up in the top.
But surely, Jerry, you've got to have someone chipping in short 30 metres from goal. There's gimme goals down there if they're prepared to do it. They just bomb away. As we see Christou and Wirapunda,
Wirapunda, I think they say.
Wirapunda.
Yes, the Eagles desperately need at least a mobile pocket or full forward just to wait back into the goal square to be the last option.
Well, that's where they miss Brett Heady, of course. He's always good for 3 or 4 goals. They badly need, I would suggest, the amount of play they've had. They've got about 6 3/4 minutes to half-time as Pearce comes off the ground. They badly need a couple of goals before half-time because they've had heaps of play and they've only scored 2 goals. And I think really they've been on top of Carlton. So here's Madden, caught, puts it on the ground, and the umpire will come in and bounce it.
Interesting, Pete. Heaver's come on the ground. Now, Pearce has come off with what appears to be a hand injury, thumb injury perhaps. And Heaver's gone on to Gehrig, so that produces quite an interesting mismatch there.
Well, the only thing is Gehrig certainly would have the pace to go with Heaver. There's no quicker player on the ground. As the kick comes down to Wirapunda again. Here's Mitchell White. Oh, did that well to try and get it to Cousins. And young Ben Cousins.
It also opens up the opportunity to maybe put Fraser Gehrig down in the forward line at full forward. Who's going to go with Fraser Gehrig on a lead?
Well, that's true. There's nothing happening up forward at the moment for the Eagles. As over the back was Ratton. Oh, here he is again. Kudafidis. Oh, bad kick. Very dangerous kick. Oh, Philip Matera couldn't get there to take the mark. Taken by Manton. Manton, I thought they was going straight to Matera as the kick comes out towards centre wing, and he was happy to take it over the line, was Adrian Whitehead.
Under 6 minutes to half-time. Adrian Whitehead, a member of that premiership team last year, carved his niche and did very nicely. Now, boundary infringement and a free kick to the West Coast Eagles, and the ball will have to come back. Madden inquiring. Hand on the shoulder, says Gavin Dorr.
You never win. The umpire's always right.
It's therapeutic though, Pete. There goes the kick from Downsborough from about 80 metres out. They'll contest about 15 out. It falls in front. White didn't know he had it for a moment and then had plenty of company, and we've got a whistle, so a ball up. And the Eagles still unable to manufacture a goal in this second term running on the breeze. 2-6 Carlton, 2-4 West Coast. Sorry, Jerry.
Metropolis on for Phil Matera. Brad Pearce off for Carlton.
Yes, I thought Philip Matera should have probably taken that mark.
Well, he's a jockey though, isn't he? He's a
too
midget,
small.
and he gives you half a chance if the ball's in the air.
Ben Sexton waiting to come on. So both coaches now making a few changes as we approach half-time. Here's the bounce. Madden, he waited. Punda pushed off it. Now Ratton out of the back pocket, swings it wide. They've got the numbers out here, Carlton. Banfield is penalised, and the free kick will go to Bradley. Not a bad result actually for the Eagles. Sexton was running past, so they didn't lose much. Craig Bradley, he's at right half back. Spalding, a token lead. Meantime, Bradley goes in short. Manton will come back to Bradley, who runs on, gains about 25 metres, sends it down towards half forward, and Spalding bounces off his fingertips. Hogg pops it over the top. Beaumont close to the boundary line. Still Beaumont goes. He's had plenty of the ball. Gets the kick inside the 50. Simmons.
Yes, good mark by Paul Simmons.
And Brad Pearce just running around the boundary line, holding one of his hands going up the race.
Now Metropolis gets it to Tony Evans, who's on the ground. Evans to half forward. This is where they're falling down across half forward, the Eagles. The sweepers come in. Christo appealing for a free kick. He's going to get it. They just break down continually across this half forward line, the Eagles. So Ange Christo, Belton, Andy Lovell should mark. He's underneath it, has it punched away. There's Lovell again, did that well. Main Waring brings it into the pocket. He's got Mitchell White on his own, and this talented player has marked 45 metres from goal on a fairly acute angle. So it will take a good kick. Probably the right-hand goalpost, I'd suggest, Jared.
Well, he's got the wind coming over his, directly over his head, I would think. You've got to back yourself now. There hasn't been a goal kicked in this quarter.
That's right. Got to go for it.
So Carlton lead by 2 points. Now chance here for Mitchell White to put the Eagles in front by 4. And Mitchell White runs to the man on the mark. It's a very good-looking kick. It's an excellent kick. It's a goal. So the Eagles in front by 4 points. And I'd say on the amount of play they've had, that's a fair indication of who should be in front.
Yeah, I think the Eagles have been the better side. If it hadn't have been for the outstanding performance of the half-back line by Carlton and perhaps some ordinary disposal into the forward line by the West Coast, then they could well have a number of goal lead. Brent Heaver coming off now for Camporelli.
Eagles dig it out of the centre. White goes up in front. Relayed free kick, is it? And it's going to White again. So can he boot 2 goals in the space of a minute?
It was a good tap by Downsborough, getting that ball down to his midfielders.
He's going for it. Mitchell White. Long kick. It's a good one. He's got another one. Mitchell White has forged his reputation as a defender. 2 goals in the space of a minute. And suddenly the West Coast Eagles have a little breathing room.
Which they haven't had, you've got to say, for most of this season. When you get the ball directly from the middle and go straight down the corridor, it's amazing how many times you can kick some quick goals.
"10 points, the Eagles lead. Williams gets it to Bradley. Jakovic has been superb. He's on top of Spalding, and that's half of Carlton's problems at the moment. Jakovic, he's like a rock of Gibraltar down there. Or was that a push out? Umpire didn't think so. Here's young Ben Cousins trying to crash his way through. Christou kicks wide. The race is on. You'd think Tony Evans would beat Greg Williams to this. He does. Gets in a hand pass to Main Waring, who's tried his heart out. And a free kick behind the play here, and I think it's going to go Carlton's way.
Back to Evans, I think. Williams dispatched of Tony Evans after he got rid of the ball.
And now they've reversed it.
No.
I thought they pointed Carlton's way.
He did. He did the wrong way, then he corrected that, Pete.
Oh, right. So we see Jakovic bending it back to half-forward Downsborough. Flies. Oh, good mark. Not paid. Bit stiff there. Christou. Oh, he's attacked from all angles. He's Weapunda bringing into the danger area. Silvani, who was holding who? Oh, it's going the Eagles' way. I think that should have been play on, but unless he got him across the neck, as Peter Carey said, Silvani is incensed.
Well, he did get him across the head, but it was after Big Ball had pushed Silvani straight in the mouth or the throat. But I think Downsborough's had a bit of an impact in the last couple of minutes since Harry Madden's been taken off the ground.
So Jason Ball from directly in front has kicked another goal to the Eagles. Well, what a handy little couple of minutes this is for West Coast. They've moved to 5-4 to Carlton's 2-6 with just under 2 minutes left. As we look again.
There it is. Both players grappling with each other.
Well, he did grab him, didn't he?
Well,
Silvani dragged him round the neck, but a bit of a shove first.
That's a tough one, isn't it? Five, 4-2-6. So a lengthy stalemate, and suddenly 3 quick goals to the West Coast Eagles. Evans thumps it out of the middle. In the opposite direction, Hickmott down towards half-forward. Can the Blues come with a late one? Here's Bradley, about 60 metres out, pursued by Lovell. And he's going to get a free kick. Craig Bradley.
10-5 to Bradley's had a fairly big second quarter.
75 metres out, his centering kick. Ben Sexton comes on the lead, but Jakovic goes back and takes a terrific mark. He has been enormous this afternoon.
He's hurt.
The hand pass not good. They've got problems down there, and holding the ball is the decision. It's going against McKenna, or is it Evans? Evans was the man who was tackled. Well,
the problem was Jakovic couldn't kick the ball. He was forced into the quick handball.
Well, in that case, the players really got to insist that another player take the ball. The only blemish, Glenn Jakovic wanting to get on with the game when perhaps just hesitating and claiming an injury was the way to go. Still, easy to say from up here, his judgment clouded by pain. Spalding punishes the Eagles.
Second goal now to Big Earl. Missed an easy one earlier in the quarter. Made amends for this. It always takes 2 people to tango and to make a mistake. And I think the problem here was really it was a fumble by Evans. It was a sharp handball by Jakovic. But that's the problem for Jakovic, getting injured as he collided with the ground.
The Eagles by 10 points. We're inside the last minute. Oh, Main Waring again working hard. Sockers it off the ground. He's looking out here for Cousins and Gehrig. Gehrig cleverly. McIntosh kicks it in midair. Taken away by Welsh. Here's Sexton. This is Ben Sexton to half forward. Can Carlton get another one? Oh, they might be able to, because Camporelli has marked. And it looks like it might be a couple of good minutes for Carlton coming up.
Yes, ever since they moved Spalding to full forward and dragged Jakovic out of the way, they've penetrated the half-forward line twice now. Clapper is having a pretty good game on Guy McKenna.
So Scott Camporelli from 45 metres. It will take a good kick. It's starting to drift back. Oh, that's a long kick, a very good kick for a goal. What a turnaround. The Eagles a brilliant 3 or 4 minutes, and Carlton have hit back with 2 quick ones, and the Eagles now only lead by 4 points.
Yeah, great game we've got here. Both sides really putting out, and it's been the ebbs and flows of dominance. Should never have been this one, though. A couple of mistakes by key players in the Eagles' defence have let them in. Only a couple of minutes to go.
So the clock is running down to half-time. Out of the middle, Williams. Carlton in quest of the lead now. Storming up the ground, McKenna bounces off his chest on the siren. How about that for a quarter? A long time to wait, but well worth waiting for. A flurry of goals right on half-time. Big Justin had an influence. Glenn Jakovic, terrific. And hopefully he can shake off that injury that occurred in the dying minutes of the second term. David Weapunda. Flashes of brilliance so far. Obviously a very talented young man. Matt Clappe has been lively on the forward line. Silvani still ropeable, as you can see. That free kick awarded against him, resulting in a goal to Jason Ball. Now Pierce seems to be okay. He went to the rooms. He ran round the boundary line just before the siren to a loud ovation. And at the present time, the umpires getting plenty from the crowd. The West Coast Eagles go off. They've got the lead. But certainly Carlton came back strongly. At half-time at Optus Oval, West Coast 5-4, Carlton 4-6.
Carlton kicking to the left-hand end, and that is slightly favoured by the breeze. Here's Bradley receiving from Williams. Back it comes the direction of Kemp and Banfield. Banfield's worked very, very hard. Koutafidis again. Gives it off to Bradley. Bradley races around the wing. It's a wobbly kick to the forward line. Banfield back with it. Was Metropolis back with the fly. Here's Matera to save the day. Good play by Peter Matera. Jakovic will be happy to take it over the line. Is that deliberate? The crowd calling for deliberate, but I think the umpire was dead right.
And Fraser Gehrig at full forward now for the West Coast, being picked up by Silvani. Good work by Spalding there to smother the handball of Matera.
McIntosh doing the ruck work against Welsh. It's in front of the Carlton goal. Oh, Mainwaring crashed into from behind. And just make sure that is Chris Main. Where is it? McIntosh. There it is. McIntosh at the bottom of that pack. I saw the blonde hair. And he has been through. I think that's his best position, Gerard, fullback. So we see McIntosh versus Welsh. First goal would be vitally important. Matera dives in from behind. The umpire will bounce it again.
Simmons has picked up Koutafidis again, Pete.
Well, he's put the faith in him. Koutafidis, Mickey Malthouse has, but Koutafidis has been absolutely outstanding. Here's Williams and Camperelli. Matera again, a quick kick out of the back line, an important ball. Socket away by Christou. Here's Beaumont, a pretty promising young player. Kemp goes in after it. Evans is there also, a high tackle. And it's a Carlton free kick, 45 metres from goal. And it looks like Camperelli to take this. Scott Camperelli will kick with the breeze behind him directly in front.
Well, let's just have a look at this one. Camperelli comes in low, and Kemp just took him a little bit high there. Seemed to be as much in it as Camperelli suggested, but he's come up with a free kick, and that's all that counts.
So Scott Camperelli has kicked one. And with this kick, he can put Carlton in front by 2 points as he kicks from right on 50. Oh, it just cleared. No, touch right on the line. A photo finish. A good save. And that was by Jakovic, right on the line as he tapped it through for behind. It might have been Guy McKenna. In fact, it was McKenna.
He kicks in now towards the outer side. Simmons was the target. Knocked away by Clappe. Well done. Out of bounds she goes. Boundary throw in outer side. That really was touch and go on the line. Turned out to be touch. Madden first to arrive. Downsborough with the run. Made it awkward for himself as he checked. This is Evans. Quickly onto the boot. Boots it towards the wing. Great effort to Julio. Couldn't hang on. Sexton falling to the ground. The hand pass out in front, but Philip Matera swoops. Kicks inside the 50. What a beautiful kick. Fraser Gehrig on the lead.
Well, there's the pace and the quick. That's what you want up at full forward, Gerard.
And not only that, what about the disposal? It's great to see one lace out on the chest.
So an important kick up into the breeze. Fraser Gehrig. Just to make it 9 points. He pulls it to the right. Behind.
Dare I say it? He's been watching Peter Sumich.
Well, that's a bit rough. That was a long way out, Pete.
The old left to right, that's what I'm talking about.
Old Bob Johnson tape. There goes the kick in from Christo towards the outer side. Clever mark, Koutafidis. Lays it off immediately. Ratton on the wing. Goes down towards half forward. Beaumont on the lead. Fisted away by Matera. Didn't get the depth on it though. As a result, Beaumont, first to his feet, recovers brilliantly. Threads his way through. Centering kick. Welsh was up. Down in front, Williams, pursued immediately by Mainwaring, picked up by McIntosh, away to Evans. Lovell wants a lot of time, dragged down. It helped the kick as it turned out to Banfield. He goes looking for Matera, too small. Great mark taken by Hickmott going back.
Yes, courageous mark. Further field to Manton, here's Ron DiUlio. Ulio can go over the top to Sexton. Oh, he ran into trouble.
He only had to tackle him.
Oh, ball is there. Taken by DiUlio, breaks the tackle. He brings it back to, bends it back to the half-forward line. The pack flies. Metropolis to Jakovic. Jakovic has been Rock of Gibraltar at half-back. Thumped away again. Here's Madden. Mitchell White goes outside. That's Simmons. On to Weapunda. On to Kemp. Kemp goes outside the ball. And ball from 45 metres brings it into the pocket. Oh, nearly a free kick to Matera. Hogg gives it back to Silvani. Silvani to the half-back line. The mark is dropped. Madden is there. Taken away by Manton. And Manton belts it towards half-forward. The pack develops. Thumped away to Banfield, who's playing well. Banfield to the wide-open spaces. Weapunda caught at the back. Sexton is there with ball. And Sexton will mop up for the Blues as he gives it further field. Oh, Silvani falls over. Matera is here. Now Christo on to Ratton. Ratton in trouble, but he gets his boot and brings it to half forward.
He played it well. It bounces down towards the 50. Camporelli, unkind bounce. Evans arches the back. Comes away. Kicks it back towards the wing. Kemp had the run on it. Couldn't complete the mark. A couple of Carlton players hurt. Certainly slow to get up. Gehrig dragged off it. Kemp well shepherded by Downsborough. Gets through. Kicks inside the 50. White's the target. That was a clever mark. A terrific mark. Checked off the ball and came late. Hickmott in the hands of the trainers. Showed a lot of courage to go back there.
There's also an outstanding kick from Dean Kemp, who I think is the player that really has got the ability to win this game for the West Coast. He's got to create on the half-forward line. And he knew that it was going to be a wrestle, and he just popped it out in front, which allowed Mitchell White to push off and then just take a lunging move.
Going at his third goal, and the kick is true. Hickman off the ground. Mitchell White's got 3, and the Eagles stretch their lead.
Good stuff from Mitchell White. Here's this creative player. I just think he hasn't reached his peak this season. He's really struggling with the extra attention the taggers are giving him. He came into AFL football as a tagger himself, or a run-with player, but such a creative player that if he gets loose, something usually happens.
Drew Banfield takes it out of the centre. A 10-point lead to the Eagles. A handy one to start this quarter. Here's the man of the match, Koutafidis. Brings it to half foot on the left foot. There's nothing this guy can't do. Heaver bends it around. Sun in the eyes of Greg Williams. Oh, look at the pace of Matera. He got back there and thumped it over the line, and he gets the congratulations of his teammates for the effort that he put in. 14 kicks and 4 handballs, Peter Matera, and really showing his class in this fantastic game of football. West Coast by 10 points. You see the ruck contest again. Spalding was contesting. Now there's Evans. Tries to get his boot to it. He does, straight up in the air. They fly from the side, and this is Scott Camporelli to take the mark. There's loose men calling for it everywhere. He keeps it low. In towards half forward. It's no mark. The strong Eagles defence congregates, and they lock it in, and it will be a bounce.
Terrific Jakovic. No compunction about going back into that pack. There's Hickmott off the ground after that collision with a teammate on the outer side. Spalding, clean possession, wrestled down. Williams out of the congestion. Vacant goal square, hit the post. Bad luck. A half chance, and he seized on it.
It's amazing how he gets the ball in awkward situations where other players couldn't get it. Guy
McKenna. 4'8", 6'5". Matera in the back pocket.
Matera looks forward. He's got to kick it over the head of Koutafidis and Spalding.
What about Welsh? Was it Clappe? A couple there, and Clappe has taken the mark. They built a sort of wall out there, did Carlton, for the short kick. Now Madden back to the middle.
And that wall is intimidating. It is the reason players do make so many mistakes with those short chip kicks.
Madden from 60. Williams in from the side. Did the hard work, missed the mark. Heaver kept it going goalward, off the ground. It's a goal. Williams got it.
I think that may have come off a West Coast player, maybe, Dennis. That's what the West Coast players are trying to say.
The way Diesel was laughing there, I think you might be right.
Let's have a look.
Tony Evans, I think, was at least got an assist on this goal. Williams couldn't believe that he even dropped that mark, I'm sure. And
I think it was off Evans.
Yep.
An own goal.
Well, I'm not sure who to mark that down to.
Give it to Evans.
Tony
Well,
Evans.
we better give it to Tony Evans of the West Coast, I think, as the ball comes out the centre wing. There's Beaumont. Here he is, Koutafidis. Runs to half forward. Bends it back. Oh, courage shown by Metropolis. McIntosh and Metropolis. Oh, goodness me! He's paid holding the ball. He went to handball. Lost it in the tackle. It was an attempted handball virtually.
Yeah, unfortunately,
we'd probably have to have a look again. He handballs. Oh, goodness me, that's not a throw. That is a free kick paid to Clappe directly in front to put Carlton in front. It could be a goal. It is. 2 goals to Matt Clappe, and I think he was very stiff, McIntosh, to have that given against him.
Well, he was stiff, Pete, but he didn't handball it.
Well, I don't know about that.
And under the...
Have another look, Jared. Now, he grabs it.
You have to get rid of it successfully.
Hang on. He goes to hand. Now, what's this? Bang with the right hand. Oh, bit tough.
He certainly was quick. 2 quick goals, 2 to the Blues. One of them most controversial, the first of them. Both. A shade of controversy about them. Dragged down was Bradley. Diving in was Kemp in the back of Williams. Williams will get the free. There seemed little doubt watching the replay that Tony Evans was the man to have kicked the Carlton goal before last, which was their 5th. As Williams spears the ball in, intended for Hogg. He couldn't hang on. Evans gives it away to McKenna. This is Lovell, forward of half-back. Chips it towards the wing. Banfield feeds it inside, so a real test now. Evans gives it back to Banfield. Can the Eagles regain the lead? Gehrig missed it. Philip Matera, was he held? He's getting a free kick. So the umpires having a bit to say about what is happening here at Optus Oval at the present time. And Matera is only 25 metres out directly in front.
The decisive move there was the one from Andy Lovell, who was heading out to the wing, then checked himself and came up the middle of Optus Oval. That's something we don't see all that often from the Eagles, but it's paramount at this ground.
Important kick, this one. Matera the younger puts it through. Eagles back in front.
Well, it was a handy goal there from the Eagles. Always, when a side gets 2 goals in quick succession, it's a run on, and the best way to put a stop to it is to get one yourself. So well done to Andy Lovell, who was the architect of that move, bringing the ball back up the corridor, and Matera who finished it.
West Coast by 3 points as the players crash in. Oh, look at the desperation. Evans and Kemp almost a throw. Banfield's been very, very good, particularly in this term. In towards half-forward, Mitchell White thumps to the ground. Punda onto the right foot, chips it into the pocket, and he's found Gehrig, and Gehrig's pace starting to show out. Now he went to play on. He tries to get around. He handballs. Still play on. He goes for the check side. Oh, he nearly kicked it too, but he's kicked it behind. Oh, gee, it's made a difference having a guy with pace down there at full forward, Jared.
Absolutely. And that's probably Silvani's only weakness. He's very good at minding taller players than themselves and stronger players, but nobody can compete with that sort of pace.
Christou kicks in superbly. Well, he marked it anyway to Julio. It found him on the ground. It fell on him. Julio plays on from half-back and swings it out wide. This will be interesting. Williams beats Evans. Centres the ball. Banfield, he's been very good. Sends play back towards the half-forward line for the Eagles, and White has booted 3 goals to Kemp. Kemp getting a sniff now. Goes inside the 50. Gehrig again. Now, last time he didn't deviate much off the line and was called to play on, and I think was told to play on out of bounds. Here he is now anyway. The left footer from just outside the 50. Heads for home. Christou in from the side. And the mark has been held down there by Ball. Right on the behind line. Jason Ball's got it.
Well, he's got to run out here and snap on the right foot. He must open up the goals.
I think it's a fair bet. There we go. Runs around. Kicks. I think he's missed. Behind. Well, it's not a big crowd. They're packed in at one end, and they're making a lot of noise. 5 points the difference. The Eagles lead less than 10 minutes to go till three-quarter time.
I think his mistake was he ran round, but he kicked a drop punt. You've got to run round and snap it with the ball on an angle, and you've got more chance with a boomerang-type kick.
The problem for the Eagles now is to combat Koutafidis, who's continually getting one out at these kick-ins.
So Christou kicks to the centre. Koutafidis couldn't mark. Andy Lovell, Mitchell White. Here's Tony Evans. A chance here for Simmons, and the umpire's bending it back. Simmons was probably going to be tackled, so he didn't pay the advantage, and it will come back here to Evans, whose presence on the ground is starting to tell. He's a workhorse. From 60 metres, he puts it up into the danger area. Jason Ball couldn't mark. Taken away by Steve Silvani. No one to give it to, so he tries to bend it around in rugby style, and he puts it to the line before Mainwaring could get there.
Well, the Eagles should have made Carlton pay for that mistake. Koutafidis dropped what he normally should have taken, but their forward line, Pete, looks far better with Ball getting the football down in the goal square and Gehrig doing the leading up and around the outer spaces of the forward line.
Well, earlier, and the same last week, Gerard, I saw them against Geelong. It was just too predictable. They were just bombing it up in the air. The 2 tall players in Ball and Spinks. And Spinks is off the ground. It's just a better combination.
Madden knocks it down. Kemp falls down.
Great hand.
Well done. Matera, that's Phillip. Across to Lovell, right on the 50. That's the spot for it. To the kick-off line. Gehrig got a hand to it. He was dragged down. No free kick. Koutafidis takes it across the line. Hard one to call there for umpires. A lot of wrestling about 10 metres out. We let them play.
Well, that's one with Silvani, Dennis. You'll always see plenty of wrestling, and the only way to beat him is to lead up the ground.
Silvani, a false start. Holds the record for goals against the Eagles for Carlton with 8. A few seasons back now. Deep in defence this afternoon. All afternoon. Ratton, short of half-back, kicks towards the wing. Storming up the ground is Beaumont. Terrific grab by Spalding. He took a divot too. Across it comes to Christou. Throws it on the boot down towards half-forward. Williams in front. His shadow is there. Evans, but Williams beat him. Comes back to the middle. Bacon goal square. Goes for home. Great kick. Marvellous finish.
Well, he's one of the all-time great players, Greg Williams. This was just an individual effort. Watch the ball control here. Taps it to himself. Onto his left foot, which is as good as his right foot. They've been marbling at Jarman's disposal for the last week or so here in Melbourne. Well, this bloke is in a standard of his own. Great guy.
Scores a level as Ian Downsborough kicks to the half-forward line. Here he is, Koutafidis. Best man on the ground. Guy McKenna back with a fly to the ball. Oh, he gave it to a man who was covered in Downsborough. Not good play by McKenna. But he went and made up with it with the tackle. Here's Mainwaring. A quick kick. Oh, look at the pace down here. Oh, he got 10 metres in front. Fraser Gehrig. But the bounce favoured Silvani. Silvani to centre wing. Downsborough. No mark. Thumped out of his hands. Good play though to punch it back. Taken by Camporelli. Camporelli looking for the short one. He finds Christou. Christou races to half forward. He'll kick a goal. No one in the square. Christou backs it. Oh, great play. Touched right on the line by Peter Matera, who saved the day. Oh, exciting stuff by Christou with Steve Kernahan, Serge Silvani, Colin Kinnear and David Parker look on.
And Adrian Gallagher was there, one of your old
Gags there
teammates.
too, was he?
Geez, that was nip and tuck once again.
It's a deceptive angle up here, I've got to say that, Jared. Kick in comes in. McKenna. Camporelli knocked it away. Brilliantly done by Heaver Spalding. He pulls it back towards the middle. Williams opts out of the contest, and what a terrific mark by Banfield. He had a decision to make that ball, hurried onto him, and he caught it in the hand superbly. Goes to McIntosh. McIntosh from half back. Simmons the target. Well, he dropped it. He's worried about Koutafidis, and why not? Koutafidis did him again. Simmons battles on manfully though. Sexton on his knees, hand passes Goldwood. Here's Bradley, haven't seen a lot of him. Threads it back inside. Christou from 75 metres out, centre a kick. McKenna has to wait. Oh, courageous. Pearce was bearing down. Guy McKenna slips it away. Matera sold into trouble. Great tackle, Williams. Pearce right on the 50. Off the step, charged down by McKenna. Pearce battles on. Matera slides in. We've got a whistle.
Well, that's rather saved the Eagles a goal, because over the top was Earl Spalding by himself and Clappe was running into space, and that outstanding 1%er from Glenn Jakovic was worthy of any other goal kicked by his teammates.
Well, this is the best game I've seen all year without a doubt, as we see Hogg. Oh, Williams comes through the pack to Camporelli. Camporelli tries to bend it back. Too far though. And through for a behind, but Williams makes something out of nothing as he weaves through a pack. He is fantastic.
Was that Jakovic who smothered that one, Jared, was it?
I thought it was.
Oh, you might be
Jakovic.
right, okay. I think I said McKenna.
Well, he was there
apologies.
too.
It could have been an assist on.
I think it was an assist, actually. Oh, that kick in. Oh, Waring's battled his heart out all day, as he normally does. He's taken this mark. He's going to go inside. The guy McKenna, he's looking for someone to give it to. He's found him too. Banfield best on the ground in this term. He's been fantastic. On to Evans. Weapunda in the goal. Oh, it hit the post. A fantastic build-up, Jared, from the back line.
Aren't they a different combination, the Eagles, when the first kick goes down the middle of the ground, finds a marking player in Waring, and all of a sudden it's deep in their attack.
Here's Manton. Squares it. Going back, Bradley.
Weapunda just suffering a little bit, trying to get the ball onto his boot a little bit quickly, but what a great display.
Right half back to Ratton, who's been busy in this term as well. He plays on immediately, goes for distance, kicks inside the 50. Pearce storming up the ground. Matera knocked it away, down in front. Koutafidis taken front on by Matera, wrestled down. Heaver's hand pass ill-directed. Spalding, no time at all. There's no time in that pack. Williams tries to get it out. It was held without it, said the umpire. In fact, it's go to Spalding, who was away from the ball. He was being held, and he finds Pearce.
They've got to hold on now, the West Coast. Justin Madden's gone off the ground, Ben Sexton on, and the corresponding time in the second quarter when Madden went off, the West Coast kicked a couple of goals. Here's this free kick to Earl Spalding. He just dropped the football and then was dragged off it.
A legitimate tackle, and he lost it.
Here's Pearce then. Sprays it out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket. Star goal scorer last season, 9 goals in the opening 2 games this year. Back in the side this afternoon after missing 2 games. Out of defence meantime. Downsborough, high one. Great effort at the mark by Sexton. That's Michael falling to the ground. Waring has been terrific, has got the run of it like a cork in the ocean. To Ball, away to Kemp, he's on the wing. White peels back and wide. It goes in that direction. Overcommitted was Manton, so White can run on. Kicks down towards full forward. Loose ball behind. It's got a bit of a break on it. It's bending. Out of mid-air by De Julio and a behind. Well, it was the wrong end of the right-hander. It was coming back, but not quickly enough. And De Julio, sensing the danger, stretching every sinew, got a boot to it.
Steve Silvani knows he's got a game on his hands now, because he's got a very, very fast leading forward in Fraser Gehrig playing on him. Now he's got to kick it now. He's got the warning.
They looked at Koutafidis.
Now he's going in short, and he has found Bradley on the other side of the ground. There's a loose man here in Adrian Whitehead at half back. He's found him. A vital couple of minutes coming up. 3.5 till three-quarter time. Koutafidis again. He's at centre wing. He chips it across. He's looking out here for Diulio. Ron Diulio's got two Eagles coming at him. Here's Weapunda, great tackle. And the ball flips over the line. And the boundary umpire says it's my ball. He'll throw it in. 7-10 apiece. Scores at dead set level. He's done a couple of nice things. Weapunda is going to be a very good player. Downsborough has battled hard. He does the ruck with left hand. It's flicked back towards half forward. The race is on. No mark to Camporelli. The slipping over is Mainwaring. Camporelli bends it back to Pearce with a beautiful kick. Terrific vision. And Pearce will kick the goal from 40 metres.
Well, he just lost his footing there, Chris Mainwaring, which in this soft turf is something you've always got to be wary of. And once he was out of the contest, it was a walk-up start for Clappe to get the ball. Do better than his last attempted goal.
Brad Pearce for his first. He always kicked out to the right and hoping to bend it back, and Peter Matera is telling him he's missed. And he's kicked it behind, so a couple of vital opportunities to Carlton have gone begging here. Just under 2.5 minutes, and Carlton lead by a point.
Guy McKenna, he's forsaken the helmet. Didn't last long. Goes in short. Downsborough up towards half back. What a terrific game it's been. Downsborough, high one towards the wing. Mainwaring battles. Manton in from the side though. With Heaver and Mainwaring grounded, he almost took the mark. Ratton gets it away to Spalding, to Heaver. Heaver 75 metres from goal, goes in short. Well, it needed to be centimetre perfect. It wasn't. Williams in trouble, lost it. Ben Sexton, that's holding the ball short.
Oh!
Heaver's got it, hooks it down towards the pocket. Koutafidis goes back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Well,
I agree with you. That had to be holding the ball, Dennis.
I would have thought so, Pete.
Well, here it is once again. We've already had an indication of one from the umpire, and that I'm sure would raise the ire of Ashley McIntosh if he saw the replay.
Yeah, don't mention it to him. Off hands, Evans with the right boot. Camporelli in the back. Bad luck for Mainwaring. He lost sight of the ball. And Camporelli, who fumbled, was going back after it and stopped in his path. Mainwaring has been terrific. Camporelli's had a good term, though. And he's not a bad kick. In fact, he's a pretty good kick over this sort of distance. The fumble aided the Blue right there, so the Blue helping the Blue. Now Camporelli to stretch the lead to 7 points if he's accurate here.
Keep in mind, though, that West Coast are probably going to come home with a couple of goal win.
Scott Camporelli. It's long enough, but in going for the extra distance, he tugged it left.
Well, some vital misses to Carlton in this term. We're under the minute to go, and 2 points the margin. Could almost favour West Coast from here. As Gerard said, they'll have the advantage of this. Well, not a strong breeze. You will see Matera to Mainwaring. He and Camporelli having a terrific battle. Now 50 metres. Camporelli's not happy about it, but the crowd are incensed as usual.
It's good play by Matera, though. He got the first mark, then he moved the ball on quickly to Mainwaring, who was in space, as against Downsborough had held onto it the previous time.
Banfield has been best man on the ground this third quarter. He has been outstanding. Gehrig's on the lead. As Drew Banfield has already kicked the goal. He puts it up into the danger area. Some pushing and shoving. Ball is there, but that man, Koutafidis, has taken the mark. He's doing it at all ends of the ground, both ends of the ground and in the middle. And 20 kicks he's had. To the half centre wing area. Philip Matera, he's got the pace, well, not quite as much as his brother. Weapunda. Oh, he's kicked it out in the full, I think. He has.
Bradley down towards half forward. Clappe's in front, hasn't got the ball. Played it pretty well, knocked it away from himself and was claimed from behind by Metropolis. Clappe inside the 50 on the siren. Evans got across. Took the mark. I doubt any mark would have counted. So at three-quarter time, the stage is set for a pearler right here. So much to play for the West Coast Eagles. You get the feeling a loss today, despite this attitude, is going to make it very awkward for them. And Carlton depleted. A number of good players out of their side, finding goals hard to come by. So two sides that just can't post a big score, going at it hammer and tongs at the present time. There's the Eagles' newest signing, Michael Malthouse, coming out onto Optus Oval. He's won 5 of 10 against Carlton since joining the Eagles. Fraser Gehrig, lively on the forward line in that term. His cruising past was Chris Mainwaring. Gee, he works hard. And Ashley McIntosh, well, he got a pretty tough decision midway through that term as a couple went against the West Coast Eagles. And one that will be replayed and replayed in Perth, I'm sure, is the goal to Greg Williams that appeared to come off the boot of Tony Evans. So for this afternoon at least, own goals very important. 7-12 to 7-10. Blues up by 2 points. It's been a terrific game of football. Madden wins it down wide of the pack. Evans and Ratton go after it. Ratton claimed. Christou dragged down by Kemp. A loose ball fell behind. Evans quickly away. Philip Matera had it, then lost it. Mainwaring from the 50. Heads for home. Great kick. Great start. How about that?
Well, that's the start that the Eagles needed, and that's a fantastic goal from Chris Mainwaring, brought about by a tackle from Dean Kemp and getting the ball out of the centre. Smart handball there from Phil Matera to go to the widest option, and Chris Mainwaring, who doesn't kick many goals these days, has got a very valuable one.
4 points in favour of the Eagles. A real psychological boost, that first goal, and even the bounce favoured them there, and that'll be a bounce, I think, and that's good umpiring. The crowd calling for ball, but he had no chance of getting rid of it. Andy Lovell. So Madden taking on Downsborough. He's kept working hard, Downsborough. Here's Greg Williams. He's a magician, but this one goes straight up in the air. Spalding punched away by Djakovic, wearing him like a glove. Clappe into the danger area. Pearce traps it. Oh, he's caught. Back it comes. Ratton kicks a goal and bends it across and just misses to the left as Guy McKenna was going back with the flight.
Well played by Metropolis too. He wouldn't buy that dummy. Pearce wanted to get on his left side.
So here's McKenna. Oh, an ordinary kick. Oh, that's a... I thought he grabbed his hamstring there. Just keep an eye on him for a second. 50 metres out on the Carlton goal. Eagles lead by 3 points. Downsborough, Williams. Here's Heaver. No, he's okay. Bends it back. And there are 2 players there. Mainwaring and Metropolis took a very nice mark.
Good talking. Goes wide. Kemp's in front. Jostle. Christou is with him. This will be interesting. Banfield, the third man there. Well done by Kemp, but brilliantly played by Bradley. Got between Kemp and Banfield. Pulls it inside the 50. Spalding spilt it. Djakovic goes after it. Diving in was Clappe. Taken there by Hogg at close quarters. Camporelli spinning out of trouble. Matera. Heaver just missed him. Kick towards the outer side. It bounces just inside the field of play and will be thrown in. Oh, that was terrific.
Class.
Fantastic player.
Absolute class that was.
Peter Matera has been busy this afternoon.
Matt Clappe gets a kick right in the arm here. Or maybe he missed.
Wait for the throw-in. Downsborough conceding a lot of size, as we can see. Madden lays it off. Intended for Ratton. It spills across the boundary line again. It's been tight all day. Carlton by 2 points at quarter time and three-quarter time. Split by a 4-point margin at the half by the West Coast Eagles. Madden again. Punches it down, but has been penalised.
He got into the neck and he knows it too.
He just ran into his arm, I would have thought.
I thought he got him across the head that time, Gerard.
He did.
Downsborough down towards the 50. Manton in from the side. Juggles it. Then Manton.
Oh, the height. You say it's hard to dodge his arms.
Yeah. Back to the wing it goes. Madden in front of him. Banfield inspired in the third term. Drew Banfield. Could have played his best quarter of league football in that previous quarter. Penetrating kick inside the 50. Manton fingertips to it. Wide of the pack, Kemp. Open goal beckons. And he's got it. The Eagles stretch their lead.
And good to see a solid representation of Eagles supporters here. It's fantastic when interstate sides play and both sides get a cheer when they kick goals. And this was a great goal from a fantastic player in Dean Kemp. In the right spot, read it best, and delivered the bullets with the left foot.
The Eagles go forward again as Mainwaring belts it down towards Jason Ball. They lead by 9 points. Here's Mitchell White. Well, if you're a betting man at the moment, you'd probably back the Eagles, but here's Koutafidis giving it off to Ron DiIulio. He nearly lost it. He's got it now. He goes inside onto the left foot. A wobbly kick to the forward line. Again, McIntosh puts the pressure on. McKenna brought the ground, and the umpire said it was holding the ball. Man. Free kick to Guy McKenna. He plays on. The Eagles look good. Lovell gets it to Jakovic, who's worked tirelessly all day. To Mitchell White, and I think he's going to be on the forward line for the rest of this year, the way he's going. David Hart to half forward. Jason Ball sets himself. Couldn't mark. Here's Whitehead. Over to DiIulio. He goes inside to Bradley. On to Sexton. Carlton, they normally fight these games right out, up towards Ben Sexton, former Bulldog. He locks it in. Taken away by Evans. That was clever play. The centre wing, the bounce, very, very important. Comes to Mainwaring. That was from Cousins. Down towards full forward. Fraser Garrick is marked. Oh, geez, made a difference at full forward. He can play, and he's going to kick from 15 metres directly in front.
And straight down the middle went the Eagles. It was a good turnover on the half back line for them, and got the ball into their forward lines quick enough to supply pressure on the defence of Carlton. Great individual marking effort by Gehrig, who kicks another one. So it's a pretty handy lead now for the West Coast Eagles. Here's the turnover. You see Evans just sliding in here and getting the interception. Quick kick down. Cousins and Mainwaring having a good start to this last quarter. Drives the ball in long, and pretty good effort to out-wrestle and out-manoeuvre Silvani, Pete.
Good player, this guy. And the thing I like about him, Gerard, is that pace. I reckon if you've got that explosive pace, you've got so much going. And there's a worry, David Parkin. In fact, he's incensed. And a calm-looking Sergio Silvani up the back.
Hardly needs the phone. Biggest break of the afternoon then. It's out to 15 points now. What can the Blues do? Downsborough stood his ground and was put down, and is going to get a free kick. Well, he had to wait under that ball. It wasn't the best of bounces, and he was buried.
It's been an impressive display at times by Downsborough.
Well, Evans has got the free. I'm not sure why.
He played the advantage. I think they're down the field a bit.
Did he?
I think so.
Not by much.
Yeah, by about 5 metres.
Gehrig tried to get it out. Whitehead did. Camporelli swings it wide. Clappe on the lead. He's been at 2 goals. Matt Clappe towards half forward, and Spalding was held by the Army marks in any case. And now across goes umpire Carey. Spalding slow to get up.
I've never seen a guilty player out in the ground, but Glenn Jakovic, the picture of innocence there.
The hand was open. That doesn't help Spalding too much, of course. It still would have hurt. No 50, so he was a bit lucky there, Jakovic. The mark seemed to have been completed. Spalding plays on, kicks down towards the kick-off line, waiting behind an opportunity. This is Pearce, 20 metres out, snaps. That's a marvellous kick. Back come the Blues.
Well, he's probably been slightly shaded in his 200th game, Earl Spalding, but this was a great mark, great individual mark, and then he sold the dummy. Probably not all that effectively. Jakovic knew it was coming, but he got the kick away. Never dangerous is Bradley Pearce. He kicked 4 goals and a quarter against Essendon and can still win this game for the Blues.
9 points the margin in favour of West Coast. Brad Pearce has kicked his first of the game. A beautiful snapshot. There's Greg Williams, has been outstanding again. So pressure on the 3 umpires, because I think we're in for a terrific finish. There's Madden trying to hook it over the back. He's got it, big Harry Madden, a little toe poke kick. DiIulio is there. Cousins was there also. DiIulio breaks away and the Blues go forward. One-on-one contest. No mark, but Pearce has got it. Gets in a hand pass. Matt Clappe brings it in at goal. He's just missed. Oh, that would have lifted the roof off the grandstands here. We could have bent that one back, but he has missed. 8 points. West Coast still lead. Guy McKenna, the pressure on the kicker.
Metropolis into space. The kick took a long time to get there. Bradley got across and then Heaver. Ball jarred free. Jakovic lost it. Bradley picks it up, kicks back inside the 50. Very high one. Sexton couldn't hang on. Well done, McKenna to Banfield. Now Peter Matera breaking for him towards the outside is Mainwaring. That's a brilliant kick though, because the man to cover Mainwaring peeled off Downsborough. Downsborough probing kick inside the 50. Silvani the huge leap. Sexton couldn't hang on the way down. He's over the ball. Silvani knocks it through the pack. Still he goes. Swooping on it. Philip Matera 35 metres out. Bends it back. It's good. It's a goal to the Eagles. And they're out by 14 points. Oh, that was terrific.
Well, he was all or nothing there from Silvani going the chest mark. And then just got his handball smothered. Swooping on it was Matera. We're starting to see this happen quite regularly. I mean, good catch now, Matera. Yeah, it was a pretty handy goal for his second.
So back we go to the centre. Next goal, vitally important. Hogg tried to come through. Gee, they're working hard. Mainwaring always works hard. Here's Kemp. Gets it back to Mitchell White, who's been very good. Up in the air. Oh, nearly a free kick down there to Cousins. He was grabbed off the ball. Kemp is there. Cousins takes a dive. Here's DiIulio. Here's Ben Cousins. Back at goal, the bounce. Oh, just misses to the right. And that young kid's going to be a very good player. He's only 17. This is a tight match here, 11-11, plays 8-14, the Carlton bench. And, well, that was Jared Schofield we just saw on the right of screen, and Spinks and Weapunda.
Silvani, good kick into space. Camporelli runs onto it, one bounce, runs up towards the wing, asking a lot of Spalding, but that was a great grab too. Camporelli, forward of the wing now, down towards the 50, and Pearce, brilliant football. Marvellous transference by the Blues. Pearce will cut inside. Metropolis needs to be wary. The kick goes down towards full forward. Madden was up. Spilt. Downsborough picks up the crumbs. Scrambles it out. Jakovic in trouble. He was dragged down. Hogg almost threw it away. Banfield swoops on it. Gives it away to Mainwaring. And Mainwaring goes around the outer side. They're up by 15. Another goal could almost seal it. Kicks inside the 50. Ball with the hands. Couldn't hang on. Sexton goes in. Missed by a swooping, marauding Cousins. Ball picks up. Gives it back to Cousins. Sharp angle. Kicks out of bounds on the full.
Young Ben Cousins. You'll know he's been playing in a game today. The pressure enormous as we see Adrian Hickmott, former Geelong player, jogging down the ground. Here's, oh, it's no mark. Taken by ball. Danger for Carlton, but no, dropped by DiIulio. Hand pass. Comes back to Sexton, who drives it out of the danger area, but it's all Eagles out here. No, but in the meantime, a free kick in that pack. It'll go the way of Craig Bradley. So Carlton, still a chance there. 11.5 minutes left. 77 plays 62, so 15 points the margin. Umpire calling play on as Bradley from half-back belts it over the centre towards the half-forward area. Madden at the back. So still Madden gets his boot to it. Here's Heaver. Good play, Heaver. Still a great tackle by Matera with enormous pace. Here's Hickmott on the left foot, the former Cat. Bends it back. I think he's goal. Yes. First goal of the game to Adrian Hickmott, and Carlton will not lie down. Look at Mickey Malthouse, 9 points the margin, Gerard.
Well, looks like we're going to have a great finish to what's been one of the best games of the season. Big Harry Madden, an individual effort, getting the ball on. Now, is this guy running too far? No, it was a split second he had the ball. So good decision by the umpire to let it go. And a pretty spectacular goal by Hickmott just on the ground.
Eagles by 9 points. Ratton digs it out of the middle. Carlton move forward. Penetrating kick inside the 50. Bradley roving the pack. Deep in the pocket. Claimed by McKenna. Ball fell to the turf. Hickmott had kicked the last goal. Away to Clappe. He's dragged down. The ball was out of bounds, surely.
I thought that rolled over the line too.
No doubt about it.
The boundary was right there though, Dennis. He was 2 metres away.
Watch it again. That's out of bounds.
Oh, I think that's out of bounds, surely, isn't it?
I think he's got the yips, that boundary up.
Well, I mean, he was 2 metres away with a beautiful view of it.
He was too close. That's
It was so close he couldn't pick it up.
exactly.
Shade of myopia.
Myopia. My goodness. Boundary throw in about 65 metres out.
This game's got everything.
Or nothing. Downsborough knocked away by Madden, deep towards the pocket. Spalding kept it alive. Hogg falling to the ground to Bradley. Bradley goes with the outside of the boot and pulls it back to the middle. And Camporelli is marked only 20 metres out. And this should be a gimme. Although a lot of pressure right here for Scott Camporelli.
The Carlton again for their 20th consecutive victory at Optus Oval. Haven't been defeated here since 1993, was it, Dennis?
Yep.
And they won't lie down. The West Coast will have to win this. They can't save it.
Camporelli kicks cruelly. And we're back to 3 points.
Well, back to the middle it goes. Camporelli gets a pretty good goal. Madden with the dominant ruck work, just pushes it into space. Smart play from Spalding. And the intelligent disposal from Bradley sets that one up. But to his credit, Downsborough's been excellent in the middle of the ground and giving them drive at the throwdowns.
Carlton mounting a charge. But that's Evans kicking it forward. They need a goal. Here's a holding decision. Oh, another free kick against Sexton. It will go to Jason Ball. There's been some controversial decisions though. The umpires have been courageous though. And paid them in front of goal. Let's have a look at it. Was he held? Well, the hand on the jump around the neck, yes. No doubt about it. Free kick the ball. No one could argue with that. Right across the shoulder.
Some will.
I try about 20,000 here in navy blue. David Parker, not a happy man. A big kick coming up for the West Coast. Ball free second. Directly in front. Oh, it's a shocker. He's kicked it from 35 metres out in the full. Oh, is that going to cost West Coast the game?
Well, perhaps, but a lot of time left. Didn't really attack the footy. Didn't get any momentum in his run-up.
Kurtafidis, great again. Breaks away, but gives it away. Evans.
He's a great competitor, Dennis Evans, isn't he?
Marvellous player. Matera peels off half-back, goes for distance, down towards centre-half forward. White was there, knocked away by Michael Sexton. Swoops on the crumbs, kicks to the outer side. 2-on-1 out here. Camporelli will have to work. He's favoured by the bounce. Good enough, he soccers it about 30 metres around the outer side and goes again. McKenna across his path. Still McKenna. Camporelli runs on, ties it up. Inspired football by Scott Camporelli.
Well, he must have gained about 60 metres then.
Yep, 2 soccers, and he ran on to apply the tackle. He's inspired. He's kicked 2 goals this afternoon. Clock continues to run. McKenna stood up in the tackle, tries to slap it out. Downsborough helps it on its way. Camporelli and Bradley together. And across the line it goes. What a finish. West Coast by 3 points. Malthouse on the phone. They're playing for their season in many respects. So early, I know, but certainly they're playing for a good spot if in fact they harbour a desire to push for the premiership. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, tough season. Parkin Also working the phones. Madden down into the path of Clapper, who fell to ground. In goes Evans, knocked away by Williams. Could have been held. He's getting the free. Ratton wants to go. Kicks and kicks for the lead. It's a goal.
Well, lots of footy left in this quarter and in the game. Just a nice smart tap there from Harry Madden. This was going to be a free kick to Greg Williams, but the umpire played advantage, and Ratton jumped up and kicked a great goal. The lead's changed so many times, particularly in this last quarter. I'm sure it'll happen again.
So back to the centre. Carlton in front. The Eagles need the next goal. Give them a little bit of heart as it's kicked down by Andy Lovell. Ball is the flyer. It's a loose ball. Mainwaring knocks it on. Great play. Oh, great pick up, Mainwaring. Bends it back. Silvani. Oh, did he get his boot to it? No. Oh, Fraser Garrick. It just rolled out of reach as he threw the left boot at it. Fantastic pick up. Look at this. As just, just across the line. The kick in. Well, eventually it came out to Sexton. That was from Hogg. 2 points the margin. Michael Sexton, the centre wing. A pack of about 15 players. Kudavides has been sensational, particularly the first half. He's got everything. He brings it in towards half forward. No mark. Heaver is there. They come from all angles. Heaver went without it. He knocks it on. Back to Whitehead. Wow. Desperation by Peter Vatira to belt the ball over the line for throwing.
Brilliant. Like an army barracks in there. There's the time remaining. Blues by 2 points. Madden, who's dominated, does it again, but straight to McKenna. McKenna, a very high one around the outer side. It wasn't touched. Mainwaring was up in front. It was knocked away. Camporelli has been terrific. Keeps it alive in the grasp. Gains about 15 metres. And we'll have a throw in. Tough, unrelenting football this afternoon, this one. 7 minutes to go. Again, Madden. Well, the Eagles know what's coming. We'll have a ball up. Ratton tried to move it. Clapper is at the base of it. Ratton knocked it across towards him. They gained about 2 metres for a lot of hard work. 11-14, 11-12. It's not bouncing all that high. Downsborough quickly onto the boot. Williams leads back in the race on the outer side. Evans right there with him. McKenna stood his ground. Front on. Evans takes Clapper and the ball up. The next goal worth its weight in gold. Clock continues to run, approaching 6 minutes. The drama continues to build. Madden heads for the boundary line. Over the ball is Heaver, and we'll have a throw in.
Centre wing. The Blues by 2 points. Downsborough versus Madden. Umpire calling play on. Madden couldn't get his boot to it. Gets in a quick hand pass. Heaver to half forward. Jakovic. Oh, he's paid a free kick against Jakovic for holding on to Big Earl Spalding. Jakovic not happy with it. Spalding, a big kick coming up from 50 metres. He's been pretty well held today. He's battled his heart out as he normally does, Spalding. He's kicked 2. From 50 metres, right on the line, he kicks at Earl Spalding. It's not a bad looking kick. It's a beautiful kick. Splits the centre for a goal. Carlton, 12-14. West Coast, 11-12, and the despondent looking Mick Malthouse looking on.
Well, going to be tough now. They need 2 goals, or 1 and a couple of points. Well, Earl Spalding, to his credit, he just keeps on pushing away, and he's been instrumental in a couple of goals in this second half. It did appear to be a fairly technical decision, that one.
Madden goes up and knocks it down. Lovell's got it. Jakovic is off the ground. He's been taken off the ground as ball takes a mark. Jakovic did not appear to be hurt. Schofield's on. Ball goes short. Evans has got it. Running into an open goal. Quick reply. He's kicked it. We're back to 2 points. Everything is happening at the present time. 12-14 to 12-12.
Oh, what an interesting move. Jakovic coming off the ground. The West Coast get a quick goal. They're back in this game. So surely, Dennis, the message will come back and Jakovic, the point being made, will get back onto this ground. There
he is, a spectator. What a luxury.
Mitchell White at centre-half back now, and he's been their key forward. Oh, golly.
He's looking very emotional too, Glenn Jakovic. There's White standing Spalding. Almost a hint of a smile on the face of Bill Spalding there. So we're down to 5 minutes. Rucks go at it. Madden and Downsborough, as they've done all day. Williams over his shoulder, hooks it out. Bradley, how did it bounce? Not well for him. Taken by Matera, stood up in the tackle. Got it away to Downsborough. Kicks it out wide. They've got to race now. Evans leads in one direction, barking the instructions to Ball. He wants a shepherd. He got it. Back to Downsborough. Downsborough runs to 50. Normally a thumping kick. It's bending back. Right on the line. Offhand. Still a live ball across the line. Well, take a deep breath. There's a point the difference.
And Fraser Gehrig was actually instructing Downsborough to keep on running. He had 25 metres clear, but he unloaded from the 50 and fell a metre short.
Stephen Silvani contending with his setting sun, goes for distance, kicks outside the 50. Kemp in front, Koutafidis. Well, what a game he's played to Williams. Williams kicks out towards right centre wing. It's a foot race now. Hogg goes off the ground. White gets in the road. It's 2-on-1. Spalding in his 200th. A valuable soccer kick forward. Outnumbered. Buys some time for the Blues.
This is a bonus having Koutafidis to kick out to.
What a game he's played. 15 marks, 32 possessions. Anthony Koutafidis. Thrown in a point the difference. Spalding. Clean possession, lost it on the way down. Matera close to the boundary line, running out of space. Simmons pulls it back towards the wing. How will it bounce? Sexton. Williams taken high. Advantage is paid. Sexton goes down towards the 50. Bradley did well, knocked it down. Socket off the ground by Hart. Down goes Heaver, claimed by Lovell. We've got a whistle and a ball up inside the 50. Carlton 12-14. West Coast 12-13. Just over 3.5 minutes to go. Madden and Downsborough. Madden. Heaver surrounded. Can't get out. Dragged down. Another whistle. A credit to players of both sides. The stamina. It's been a tough game. Camporelli terrific, particularly in the second half. Again, pretty spongy. Madden judged it best. This is Lovell, deep in his own defensive area. Kicks it out wide towards half-back. Guess who? Koutafidis centres it. Williams, Kemp bearing down. Will it be 50? No. Well, Kemp made him earn it.
Good decision by the umpire there for no 50. Kemp only a metre off an interception.
Ratton outside the 50. How important is this movement in? Ratton. Jakovic still sitting it out. There's Ratton. Intended for Spalding. White is there. Off hands. Madden mugged. Out of bounds it goes. Boundary throw in. The clock stops at 2:32. A point the difference. The Blues lead. One of the games of the season. Madden thumps it down. Heaver touched off the boot. Downsborough affected the kick. It bounces out of bounds in the opposite pocket. It'll be thrown in again. Like two prize fighters. Nothing they can do now. Almost a feeling of helplessness as they watch on. Well, Parkin thinks he can do something. In goes Heaver again. He's been busy. Socket off the ground by Kemp. Gained a metre. Tried to crash his way through in there. The West Coast Eagles player, and Tony Evans, I think it is. How can you tell? So many bodies around the ball. Some of these players almost out on their feet. Downsborough tries to crash it forward. Kemp, looping hand pass. Evans, cleverly done. Held to him, says the umpire. He was playing for a kick, looking for a push in the back. It wasn't forthcoming.
Downsborough did very well in the body. Madden out of it and got the tap.
5 bounces in the last minute. Madden tries to improvise. Slapped away by Downsborough. Kemp battles with Camporelli. That's holding the ball. Yes. Camporelli ping. Good decision by the umpire and a courageous one. Camporelli's not impressed. Eagles move it away. Hard at centre half back. Here they come. Last roll of the dice time. Oh, Kouta again. Remarkable. What a game he's played.
Once again, the kicking of the Eagles into the forward line, just letting themselves down.
Kouta, Bradley, terrific grab, surrounded by falling Eagles. Craig Bradley's got it at right half forward. Well, I suppose it begs the question when you're running downfield, why kick it near Kouta? Still, it's happening so quickly out there. There's Pearce up ahead, a minute to go. Carlton by a point. The Eagles have got to send them back here. High kick towards Madden, fisted away by Downsborough. Clock will stop with the ball out of bounds. Frozen at 49 seconds. Madden and Downsborough. They'll go at it one more time.
We're Punda on for the final minute.
They're sick of each other's company. Madden thumps it back towards the boundary and they'll do it all over. That consumed 5 seconds. What a game it's been. The Eagles need to move it quickly from here. Madden towards the boundary again. Heaver got a hand to it. Kemp slips away. Touched off the boot. And a boundary throw in. Perhaps. It'll be thrown in just inside the 50 then. Madden and Downsborough again. Madden clean possession. Almost dropped it. Flicks it out between his legs. Favours the Eagles. Here's Matera. Stand by now as the city gets to its feet. Western Australia's watching this run. Matera to the middle. Alongside the centre circle looking for Gehrig. Bounces off his chest. We're down to 15 seconds. Gehrig has the ball forward at the wing. Unloads long. It needs a mark. It's got a mark. What a player. This afternoon, Anthony Kouta has been the difference between these two clubs. And he's taken a timely mark, getting in front of ball on the siren. Carlton in a memorable victory. They have a history of terrific finishes. It is the third one-point result between these clubs.
Huge chant of Kouta has gone up around Optus Oval. What an outstanding game. And individuals, probably the best individual game I've seen this season.
Yeah, no question about that. Just soak it up here. The West Coast Eagles came to play this afternoon. In fact, Jared, you and I both tipped them. And in fairness, Jakovic going across the ground has got a bit of a hobble up. He came straight off the ground after he gave away that free kick.
Well, he did do his knee or hamstring.
He did run off the ground. We're talking about Anthony Kouta now. All honours with the winners. He's talking with Peter McKenna.
Well, Anthony, congratulations. Magnificent personal effort, but a team effort because you look gone.
Yeah, they came out really tough after losing 3 games in a row, as we expected. To our credit, we held up well and just a great win.
When the pressure was on, Greg Williams tremendous in the clinches again.
I love Williams. He's an absolute legend. The way he trains and that, he's just a true professional, and he done well again for us today.
And what position were you playing? You're all over the place.
Yeah, no, I played on the wing today, all day.
Fantastic performance anyway. Congratulations, Anthony. One of your best wins ever.
Yeah, I'll have to be one of them. Yeah, no doubt.
Well done.
Thanks, Pete.
There he is, the Duke, playing his 200th game. He crossed to Carlton in 1992. It was a great signing for them after a checkered career at Melbourne. He was a good value player for the Demons as well, but really he's made his home here at Optus Oval. Kudafiti is talking about legends, talking about Greg Williams. Forget about that today, Anthony, because today belonged to you. They will talk about this game for a long time. Anthony Kudafiti is number 43. They're holding it aloft in the crowd, and why not? And we have been treated to a terrific game of football, Gerald.
Yeah, it was just outstanding, wasn't it, Dennis? It's a privilege when you get asked to commentate on these sort of games. There hasn't been too many spectacular games this season, but this one was one out of the box. It was a real cracker, and unfortunately there had to be a loser. And the West Coast, they look to be just in control for the majority of the game, but they go away without much to show for it. Although on today's showing, Dennis, you would have to say that the final certainly beat.
So finally at Optus Oval, it's Carlton by a point, 12-14 to 12-13.